Hello, Spinkster here. In this video tutorial I will finish what I began in the previous video just by adding a couple of things. The first thing I'll demonstrate is how to import another cinematic into this one. So I'll click the Create External File icon and I want to import the nutrient mist for the aliens. So I'll open up the file browser and find it in the cinematics folder and alien. Down the bottom is nutrientmist.cinematic, and now I have the file loaded. I can drag it down to where I want it, which is floor level, and hit the play button. It'll play straight away. You can delay the point in time that it starts to play. If you go to the curves window here and expand the tree next to scene, and once more for the file I've imported, and you want to tick the box next to base time, and a dotted line will appear showing you the point in time that it will play. So if I locate 5 seconds, 120 frames I believe, is where I want it to begin to play, and then drag the dotted line to that point. And now if I rewind and hit play, once it hits 120 the cinematic will play. Unfortunately, that's all the control over imported cinematics you have. If you want to do anything else, you'll have to open the source file and edit that. The other one I want to demonstrate is the camera. There's actually two cameras. One is your normal camera, which is already there when you open up the main menu cinematic. You can, besides the usual options like a name, you can change the field of view. So I can zoom in here or zoom out, but I think 90 is appropriate there. The other two options down the bottom, motion blur and ambient occlusion, I haven't seen any difference between having either of those on. I believe they're both only come into effect if you render a cinematic and turn it into a movie file, whereas in the game those options are set from the main menu. But again, I've not seen any difference in either movies I've made or in the game, so we'll just have to ignore those for the time being. And the other one is create view model, which will create a view model, which is the weapons you see when you're playing the game, so the pistol that you have in front of you or whatever. Now I believe that camera is bugged, but for the sake of this tutorial it's easy to do and we can get around those bugs easily. So if I just hit create view model, that'll create another camera here, and in the properties windows I can select the model I want, the weapon I want. In this case I want to go for the skulk mouth. So if I go models, aliens, skulk, and select skulk dash view model. If I wanted to have a marine and his rifle, I'd go to the marine folder, find the marine weapon, where's rifle, and then I'd want to go for rifle view model, whatever it may be, mine view model, etc. So I'll get my skulk back and hit OK. Now that camera's disappeared. It's actually gone way over there, which it shouldn't do, but it has. But what that has done is this camera here, if you look in the preview window, has now got a skulk mouth on it. If I hit play currently, it's static. I need to add an animation to it. So with that camera still selected, I can add an event to it, which will be the idle, skulk idle animation. So hit play animation and select byte idle, hit OK, and now if I rewind and play, I get the animation I want. Just to change the scene a little bit, I'll put the camera on the roof, as you would expect to find a skulk, somewhere like that, and then I'll click the rotate, and I need to select the blue line to change the is it the pitch? Oops. I'll have to disable movement snap also, down in the bottom right hand corner. So yeah, I can change the pitch, the roll and the yawn. So I think the skulks have a bit of a tilt when they're attached to the walls, but in this case we're actually attached to the roof. So I'll just straighten that up a bit. So now we have the camera out of the skulk's mouth and from the roof. Now I didn't have a resource nozzle here under the harvester because you couldn't see it when the camera was on the ground, so I'll add that now that I can. Models, props, no, miscellaneous. Resource nozzle model. Alright. Drag that underneath. And that should be near enough. Yep. And with maps, finally, I should say, with maps, you open in the cinematic editor. There will be no Skybox. So if I open a map here, clicking the house icon, go into the maps folder, and I'll open up docking. Maps you open in the cinematic editor won't have a Skybox. You'll have to add that manually. So I click the cloud icon, which is create Skybox, and that again creates a box. It doesn't matter where you place that box. It's not going to be seen if you render a movie or as part of another cinematic. And in the properties windows here, I have each of the Skybox materials. So for docking map, it's the refinery Skybox files. So I will go to the materials folder, Skybox folder, which has all the Skyboxes, and I want refinery right material. So I want Sky Refinery RT dot material. There we go. Okay, and I have to do this for the bottom, so the back, the left, top, front, etc, etc. So back, and I will just skip most of those, and so currently they're not visible, what I simply have to do is save this cinematic and just simply reopen it now. And when that opens, you will see the Skybox textures I've applied, as you normally would expect. That's it for this video. Any comments, criticisms, please put them in the comment section below.